bad news for Joe Biden. And what it says is they measured the affinity for black and Hispanic adults. And the advantage, and we're going to put it up, the advantage for the Democrats among black and Hispanic voters has slid. Right now, the advantage with black adults with the Democratic Party is 47%. That is down essentially 19 points in just a couple of years. And then, as you can see, when it comes to Hispanics, it is currently at 12. They had had a 28-point advantage just a couple of years ago.
So the advantage is shrinking. You might ask why. Lawrence, you've done so many stories on this. You ask people, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? You're hearing in the black community, especially among black men, they're leaning more toward Donald Trump than they are Joe Biden, right?
You're exactly right, Ainsley. And it's not just, being better off under Donald Trump. It's the demise of America going on, right? You got crime. You got the kids that can't get a quality education. Yeah. And now with all of these issues going on, our government, currently under Joe Biden, have made it very clear that they're going to prioritize illegal immigrants. And it's a slap on the face to their voters. And so, look, politics, strategists, they focus on voting blocks. It's just the way politics is. And you got all of these Democrats coming out because it's election time saying, I care about you. Right. But in practice, voters are saying, we're not seeing it.
Yeah. So when you think about the Democratic Party, too, they have an additional challenge because the war in Gaza. And then they look at what's happening in Michigan. So you have the black vote, which is going to be more of a challenge. You have the Hispanic vote, which most head-to-head with Biden and Trump have Trump down by 1 or up by 1, which when it's close, it has their Democrats panicking. And now in places like Michigan, you have the Arab vote. They don't like the fact that Joe Biden is for Israel, ostensibly. He seems to be backing off that. But now they're going to try to make amends there. All these could spell disaster, although it's still 8 months until election day.
If you talk to people who did it the right way, this is America. We have a lot of immigrants here that did it the right way, that are here legally, that some of them didn't see their family members, their kids for 5 years while they were waiting to get citizenship here. They did it the right way, hired attorneys, and then they look at the situation and they're furious.
And one more note about this Gallup poll. This Gallup poll actually follows a poll we reported on in December. It's called the Gen Forward Survey. In December, 1 in 5 black voters said they would vote for somebody other than Donald Trump or Joe Biden. The survey found that in December, 63% of black voters said they would vote for Joe, 17% said they would vote for Trump, but 20% said they would vote for somebody else. So that is, at this point, we're still way out from an election, but right now there's just a lot of dissatisfaction.
Today, the Supreme Court is going to determine or hear arguments, at least. They're going to start hearing these arguments today, the oral arguments, about the 2024 ballot. Can Donald Trump be on the Colorado ballot?
Right. So that's going to be the big catch. They're going to say that he's an insurrectionist and he should not be eligible like it's 1868 and it's post-Civil War. Even though he's not been charged as an insurrectionist. And a lot of people feel as though Trump is going to win this. And once he wins Colorado, all the other challenges will dissipate. Among the people who thinks he should win for the good of the country, David Axelrod.
There are myriad legal questions that they're going to consider tomorrow. Some will undoubtedly offer off-ramps if they want an off-ramp. But I'm trying to imagine what it would be like if the Supreme Court said, we're removing the front-running Republican candidate from the ballot and essentially saying to the American people, you won't have the opportunity to vote for him. And I think it would be very, very disruptive in this country. I think it will create a huge reaction, and that worries me.
So they're going to hear oral arguments today, and they are expected to resolve whether or not he can appear on the primary ballot in Colorado and other states. But they could also decide on the question in a very narrow grounds and essentially sidestep the question of insurrection. Did he commit insurrection? The court could decide that, but you know what? That's a political hot potato, and they probably won't. They'll just say, okay, he can appear on the ballot.
Lawrence?
I just don't understand how the Democrats can paint the number one issue for them as democracy and then challenge the lead person that's supposed to be on the ballot, get him off the ballot. I just think it's going to be such a dichotomy for voters when they go to the ballot, when they're talking about the issues day to day, to have them say, on one hand, it is about democracy, and then say a former president can't be on the ballot. We'll see how it plays out, but I just don't think voters are going to like that.
There were